say never knew what nice is. Check your papers, well I bet on ISIS.
All right, it's the Hot Seat Radio Show. Donovan Sadiq, Sean Fortine, and Tay Wilder, and a special guest, Mr. Ty, the animal shelter cat. So if you hear him in the background, he's going to be singing and playing. And you got Belle, the Wonder Pup. She's here as well. Hot day today. Really, it isn't a hot day because today is a low of 95. They said 96 today.
The thermometer at my house says it's a little higher.
Higher than that. So a lot of stuff going on. Tay, announcement today was.
Chill out, man.
Yeah, Mr. Ty is attacking Tay. He's got to push him. You got to push him off. Yeah.
Dude.
Announcement today was the fact that the city responded to the money Highland Fairview supposedly, does owe, and it's not even supposed. And what was the city's response?
Okay, I'm bringing it up. Statement from Moreno Valley, City of Moreno Valley. City legal expenses are being paid. Those who would assert that the city is not being reimbursed for legal costs by Highland Fairview are creating highly inaccurate impressions of where this issue stands. The truth of the matter is extremely plain. There is no dispute between the city and Highland Fairview. The development agreement requires that Highland Fairview indemnify the city for its legal costs related to the project. The developer has been reimbursing the city for the fees and costs incurred. After paying the original deposit towards legal costs, Highland Fairview makes a reasonable request for additional detail regarding ongoing litigation costs. The former interim city attorney agreed in early May 2016 to provide additional detail regarding the legal fees incurred by the city to defend this approved project. The information was provided in August 16. Since receipt of that information, Highland Fairview has made payments to reimburse the city for legal costs and continues to do so. Highland Fairview has established itself as a trusted partner in the growth of our city, and we are grateful for the commitment to Moreno Valley's bright future. We very much look forward to overcoming the remaining legal challenges which are needlessly delaying the arrival of long-needed jobs to our region. As you know, the City Council unanimously approved this project in November 15, following the receipt of 3 voter initiatives with nearly 49,000.
Thank you, LaDonna Jensen.
Affirming the Council's previous approval of the World Logistics Center. We couldn't be more pleased that Moreno Valley was selected as the home for this landmark project.
And that is signed by who?
No one.
So that's just something that's put out. Mm-hmm. The city manager didn't say it. We don't know who put it out. The city just put it out.
Right.
The mayor didn't say anything. It's just a random note that goes out, and people are just supposed to believe that.
Well, that's my whole thing is, yeah, we can make a payment. I mean, you can have stuff on layaway, you can make payment plans,
mm-hmm.
but one, are they up to date is the question.
I don't care who says it. I don't care if the city manager or the mayor says it. It doesn't mean anything until they show the receipts.
And that's the thing. They need more transparency in their books.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes no sense that he can invest all this money into Cabrera's campaign and not redirect that money towards paying
his bills
back. I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, pay your bills. We all have to do it, so that doesn't exclude Highland Fairview.
Well, what you guys keep forgetting is Moreno Valley is his personal credit card. So he's just, paying as he goes, slowly but surely, and he'll get it done, and that's why he owns the city. So,
but it still makes no sense. Why would you make payment arrangements with someone that, one, is a developer that's supposed to be investing millions of dollars
and should be paying up front versus the back end?
Of course. So why is this a problem? Why hasn't he just forked over the money and just called it quits? He put money into Gutierrez's campaign. He put
money in the Bacchus campaign.
Mm-hmm. He's making it rain all over Moreno Valley, but he's not paying the people that he's supposed to pay, and he for damn sure ain't building nothing, but whatever.
Yeah, he ain't building nothing, so. But that's how it goes. So, can I ask you this real quick, Tay? So, a hashtag that was started.
Yes.
Has resulted in the city responding to what is being circulated on social media.
People are sick and tired, and now people are starting to get they're motivated. They're becoming mobile and they're becoming extremely vocal. They want answers, and now the city's going to have to start answering.
Well, I think that's a good thing, and I hope a hashtag gets started on who is paying for an idiot mayor to be down in Miami at a $12,000 membership for a league of mayors, when this guy could be voted out of office within 2 years, if not impeached and recalled. Doesn't make sense. I want to know who is paying for him and his butt buddy Cabarrus to be down there in Miami.
As I understand it, I know that they do have discretionary funds that they're allowed, they're allocated X amount of dollars for their travel costs.
Sure.
$12,000? Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's different.
Okay.
Because the League of Mayors is Gutierrez is the only person that can be a member, an actual registered member of this, whatever, I forgot what it's called. But anyways,
But why should we pay $12,000?
But it's all about the city, the size of the city. Everything.
No, I understand
the
that.
fees are based on the size of the city.
No, and I understand. We're the second biggest city, but at $12,000, I would not authorize him to do that.
So my only question,
since we don't have any money.
My only question to the city is, if we are paying the annual, what
do we get out of it?
Because on the website it says that the population is less, so that fee, if we're
it's
going
probably
off,
$9,000, right?
It's like $9,800.
But still, who authorizes that?
Well, that would be my question. One, is he an actual paid member?
Mm-hmm.
And then two, how much did this, with both of them going to Miami for 3-4 days, how much did this cost us?
Right.
And that's the questions I have for the city. So, and I...
And the thing is, didn't mean to cut you off, but see, it's not even about what it's going to cost us. Who authorized him or the city to pay that fee without putting it to the voters? There was no discussion. There was no city council on it. There was no city council meeting where we can discuss that and they voted on it. $12,000, that could have gone to some summer lunch programs for kids in the summertime. $9,000. I mean, it would have done a lot better than benefiting one person who's not going to be mayor in the next election cycle. So why are we throwing that money away?
I tried to ask a question on the mayor and the Cabarrus page, and it was subsequently deleted.
Of course.
But someone did ask Cabrera, and he did reply that somebody Cyclocross Movie said, who paid for this trip to Miami? I'm curious, as a constituent of yours, if that's what my tax dollars are paying for. And he replied, says, good evening, I pay for some and my position pays for the rest. I'm very grateful to be here, as I attended several seminars ranging from infrastructure investment to homelessness and sustainability. I've learned so much from this conference and so many things that will help me better serve our city of Moreno Valley. I'm excited to implement all of these newly obtained knowledge towards bettering Moreno Valley. Wow, poor word structure. Our community
is that Cabarrus or...
This is Cabrera. Our community has a very promising future. Thank you.
Okay, he's not the mayor, so why is he answering for something that is not his question?
And why is he admitting that that some of the funds were not his own, come from his own
pocket? Yeah, he says that his position pays for it. So when did we authorize a council member to go to Miami for a mayor's conference when he's not the mayor, if we even authorize it at all?
Well, I would assume that since this is... And don't get me wrong, I did look at the website,
sure,
and there were different colored badges for people that were there. But majority of these conferences, during looking at the agenda, was geared towards the mayors. Mm-hmm. So
was Louise Palomares, I'm going to vandalize your neighborhood, Palomares there? Was she wearing a badge that says mayor?
I specialize in
vandalizing your neighborhood.
So I would have assumed that if the mayor was going to go, that he would probably take the mayor pro tem to go.
You would think that.
That, to me,
would make sense.
Makes sense. why Cabrera went when he's literally been here for a minute and a half makes no sense.
Well, that's because he's in love with Cabrera.
I was going to say,
he's in love with Cabrera.
So they could enjoy the nightlife together.
Exactly.
And I mean, if you look at the agenda, the city of Miami, I mean, it was like they had a cruise one night. It was just,
oh, wow.
It was a lot of corporate, I mean, Royal Caribbean did a lot of, I mean, I went there when I was being nosy, but yeah, it was a very expensive, it looks like a very expensive affair.
Wow. Well, not surprised in the city of Moreno Valley and Edoville. But Sean, you have a lot of stuff going on. What do you got going on, and what's happening in the local neighborhood that everybody needs to be aware of? And
right now, the other big news is Aja Smith.
Yes.
She had a meet and greet last night, and I think it went awesome.
It did.
It did.
The biggest thing, like she said, is that she's going to be up against is money.
Yeah.
And I talked on my show last night about how they always talk about Republicans having big donors and whatever the deal is. But in this race against Mark Takano, a Democrat who has $200,000, notice that they don't say nothing when a Democrat has a lot of money. But when a Republican has to do grassroots, nobody says anything about that. But, how do you parallel one party versus the other? But go ahead.
She had expressed to some being a Republican may be a turnoff, but she had ideas that were compatible with the needs of Moreno Valley. Like she is in favor, even though she wants to have a free market private health plan.
Sure.
The big thing in Moreno Valley is Medicaid and Medi-Cal, and she would not touch Medi-Cal, Medicaid, and Social Security for homelessness. She said, I couldn't say this on the show, that
of course not.
her dad died homeless, so that's like a really
touchy subject for her. Yeah, absolutely.
And so she would love to do something about that and get the community development block grants from the HUD and similar grants for mental health services, because quite frankly some of them need to be on psych meds before you can really help them in other ways. She understands the need for keeping the base open. She understands the type of jobs that the city needs to have available for its existing residents.
Is she in favor of warehousing? Well, I already know the answer to that. I mean, she was in the WLC wars, but just to be on the record.
She is in the military airlift command, so she knows a lot about logistics and what logistics works and what doesn't. And right now, she hasn't really said anything about Prologis or the Joint Powers or anything. It's just the World Logistics Center is. It's not so much about warehousing for her or for any of us, really. It's about having it fit within the economy
of what we've got, right?
Yeah, and she has a master's degree in business now too, so she knows how the local. She grew up here. She graduated
she's from here.
Valley View. I think she's class of '97.
Yeah, she's a year younger.
Yeah, she knows that.
No, you guys are youngsters. Go ahead.
She knows what's going on. She knows what the community needs. She knows how. She knows what resources are available at the federal level, and she knows how to get things done. And I think
with those tangibles, do you think that, like I said, she has a military background, everything that you said, she has a military background, she knows what we need here. Do you think that she would be a better asset for us as a community to bring us those federal dollars to help us in our situation?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's not going to be Takano where, he's from here, he gets to D.C. and he forgets where he came from.
Oh, he became a politician straight after that.
Well, he's not from here. He's originally from the Bay Area.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true, too.
But he did spend a significant amount of time down
as a teacher,
there.
Right.
But still, he went to, he got elected and forgot where he came from. He forgot about the people down here, the people that, knowing Aja for as long as I have, which isn't as long as, a lot of you guys, but I wholeheartedly believe that she's not going to abandon Moreno Valley. She's not going to abandon March. She's really here because she wants to better
Community.
our area.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, plus, unlike Tucano, I mean, this area is home. It's all
right.
it's
She's
home.
from here. She's from
I
here.
don't know
so.
if she was born in the Riverside.
No.
area,
She's
but-
originally from the Long Beach, LA area.
Yeah,
in that
she's
area.
like me. We were born out
Out there,
but
then
we
came out
were-
here at
we were
early
Yeah,
age.
raised
but
out
she
here.
was raised here.
Yeah,
and,
raised
Mark,
out here.
Mark Tucano can't say the same.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big significant difference in her bringing the dollars and bringing us help that we need in
Yeah.
the area.
The
But
much
And like
needed
I've said about Tucano, well, for one, he's not an original thinker, and his big support base is the intersectional left, the cultural left that care about like all the gay pride parades, the bathrooms.
right, he has an agenda
But to be
from
honest,
his donor.
I really think because Aja she's very open, and she's one that is able to think outside the box, that she can actually reach across and talk to everybody.
Right.
Because I'm an independent. You know, Sean's a staunch conservative,
Yeah.
Right.
but we can still actually meet. We both agree, you
Right.
know, with Aja that she meets his needs, she meets my needs, and
Yeah.
so it's just one of those things where I see her being an asset,
Yeah,
a
and
much needed asset for the.
Well, and while I'm saying the intersectional left thing might work great for the priorities in Palm Springs, like I've said before, people in Moreno Valley don't have the luxury of caring where people go to the bathroom and whatnot. We've got. I've talked to the county mental health commission, behavioral health commission, and
Sure.
they say that Moreno Valley functionally has more like about a 14% unemployment rate.
Right, realistically.
Yeah, so nobody. That's the kind of thing that we've got high crime. We've got rising crime. We've got homeless people everywhere. We've got high unemployment. We've got substance abuse issues. We've got a lack of mental health services. Like I keep saying, no one cares about having a gay pride parade or where people are going to go to the bathroom. It's just not.
Yeah, people are in a survival mode, basically.
Yeah,
Well, and that's the thing, from here to Riverside, it's two totally different things. Where Riverside, they're just
They got their shit together.
they really do, and we're still trying to get our footing, and we need the leadership to really, we need the people to push us, propel us forward.
Well,
And then the same thing about I think Palm Springs. More of Palm Springs is in the 41st district.
yeah, it's in the first
Riverside.
district, right?
Yeah, but still, Palm Springs has the luxury of caring about
Bathrooms and
those intersectional left issues. But I suppose Aja can, if she can take care of the tough issues in Moreno Valley, then just keeping Palm Springs appeased
Right.
wouldn't be all that hard.
Well, the best thing that I can expect from a congressional candidate, I've written to Mark Tucano several times, and of course you get no reply. You get no stance on if he's for this or for that.
you got
He
a
sits the
cover letter.
fence. Yeah, you get a cover letter.
I got a response back from Kamala Harris. That was really
Kamala Harris,
surprising.
yeah, she's really good. She's really doing good in Washington right now. But with Aja, the one thing that I would like her help in if she does get elected is to bring those federal investigators in here.
Yeah, we need to. I always say this: Moreno Valley needs an enema, and needs
Yes.
to start at City Hall.
Yeah, we need her
And
to
I
bring
mean
in those
city
investigators.
staff, everybody.
And that way,
Yeah.
there's no political connections because the DA doesn't seem to want to do his job because he gets Ito can't buy the federal government. So you bring in those federal investigators, and then
Yeah.
we can know for a fact
okay.
what has transpired
Oh, you're not tearing off
over the
court again.
last couple of years. So that's what I'm hoping for if we get that.
and
So
Aja doesn't have political or economic connections in Moreno Valley. She's done everything.
well, she's connected to that base.
It's
That's
not
what she's
just that; she's a woman of her word.
right.
Yeah, everything she's done as far as political or social activism, she's done on her own dime.
Yes.
And I mean, how can you not appreciate anybody that's willing to stick their neck out?
Oh.
Their especially their own money.
Right. Right. Well, like I said, I was actually that summer that we were doing getting the petitions and stuff. And we were in those tents, and it was hot, and we were out there, and from morning until the afternoon, and late into the afternoon until the evening. And Sean was out there a couple of times, and we were out there doing it. And how many candidates will you ever meet that actually is grassroots? That was like knocking on doors and doing the petition. Usually people show up like Kerberos out of nowhere. Hey, vote for me.
But you know that Aja has a long-standing, she's been in the community for so long, and not just been in the, she just doesn't live here.
Right.
She interacts. She's, active in the animal shelter. She's active within the community. So, she's not just someone that's just, I'm going to run for Congress.
Well, one good thing that we do know with her military background, she hasn't been to jail and, doesn't have any liabilities, because if she did, they would have put her out.
But I can say from a military aspect, I think Aja does, really epitomize the Air Force core values.
Yes.
I can truly say that the Air Force core values is not just something she says, it's something that she is. She just...
Yes.
She really does. It's service before self.
Right.
It's excellence in all we do. She is literally
and
that.
That is the core difference between her as a candidate and Denise Fleming. Here's a lady who was in the Navy, but she's so souped on her own image that is what turns people off about her. Denise Fleming. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you're highly qualified. Yeah, you're highly educated. You've got all this experience and connections. But what good does it do you if it only serves yourself?
That's a good question.
And that's why Denise Fleming has the problems that she has, whereas Aja doesn't have that kind of problem.
No, I think, if I would highly recommend people do what the rest of us have done, what Sean has done, what you've done, what I've done, and just engage with Aja. She's very open. If you text her, you email her, you call her, or you show up to one of her events. Her next event is Thursday down in Continental East
in Marietta
Development over off a medical center in Marietta. Just engage with Aja and form your opinion from there.
Right.
I mean, you can take our word for it, but I recommend everybody just go meet her. She's a pleasant individual. She's a very personable person.
And if you can't get out there and volunteer and knock on doors and stuff, we did the math yesterday, and we were talking to Aja yesterday. I mean, a small donation, if you can give $30 toward the donation, that would help out significantly.
Yeah, if we could get 800 people to donate $30, that would give her the money she needs to show that she's a serious player.
Right, a serious candidate.
To the GOP committee.
Right, absolutely. So, Sean, what else do you have going?
Well, before we switch subjects, one more thing about Takano. Now it looks like the House Committee, House Ethics Committee, is going to be investigating that little stunt that Takano was involved in with the sit-in after they rejected the Senate GOP's no-buy version of the gun control bill. That actually the GOP actually put in legal safeguards where the ban had to go before a judge for approval before someone was put on the ban list, but also the provisions that the Republicans had allowed for a judge to issue wiretap search warrants and arrest warrants that would not be able to be done under the Democrats' plan if you're just automatically putting people into a computer and computers are rejecting
rejecting the names and the
So Takano was part of a big sit-in, which is I think that might be the first time that ever happened. It's never never happened in recent decades I'm aware of, and not only was it totally unbecoming of the Congress or the House Democrats, but they also used that stunt to raise money while they were on the House floor, which is where the ethics violation comes in.
Okay, great. Do we have anything else, announcements in the region wide?
What are we talking about?
We're just doing regional announcements. And
Did you guys see the article about in the PE about the healthcare bill. How some people are reacting towards the healthcare bill.
I haven't read it.
It was a really good article, actually, talking about if it did affect the Inland Empire, how would the people it would affect. It was actually very interesting because I guess my concern is because there's so many people on Medicaid and Medi-Cal out here that if they end up cutting that program for those people who truly need it, and how that's going to behavioral health services, all the things that we've been talking about that we need are things that they want to cut in this proposed initiative or is it bill, and that concerns me because it's gonna it could fall back on the state, but I just wonder how that's gonna help us or hurt us, and what that's going to do to the community.
Well, right now, Swamp Care is on hold. Mitch McConnell couldn't get
the votes.
Necessary votes to.
I think they said the approval rating is 17%, so Wealth Care is officially on hold.
Well, he's going to be doing backyard deals as he does.
He's doing.
He's got $280 million or something like that, $1 billion to allocate to special projects.
But and he's having these secret backroom deals with only
the Republicans.
A couple, not just all Republicans, just a few handpicked Republicans and a few of their and a few interests.
Right.
I'm still disturbed that 13 men wrote a health care bill
with no women
involved.
Hey, you guys don't matter.
Apparently not.
You guys don't matter. You guys are just a vehicle that we use our tool to bring our children into the world.
But I mean, I'm confused.
Watch the movie Alien. No,
but I'm just confused because, the president said during his campaign that he wasn't going to cut Medicaid, he wasn't going to cut all these things.
And you believed him?
No, but I'm just, again, you have to take a person by their word, right? So if he's saying that...
Not a clown.
But no, if he's saying... You have to give the man...
The guy is a pathological liar. He's been a pathological liar since day one. He was on press in the 80s. He was calling in his own press releases.
Yeah, that was funny. Did you hear the audio?
And then he has the nerve and the audacity to talk about fake news. He's a fake person himself.
Yeah. Hey, it's not fake, it's alternative facts.
Alternative facts, whatever you want to call it.
MSNBC, Mika Brzezinski recently said about Donald Trump circumventing the press corps with his tweets. He's saying that, he's controlling people. He's controlling people's thoughts, and that's our job.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, that's the media. Operation Mockingbird, which is an old government program. Yeah. Most of all your major media is controlled by the government. So, but let's talk about something very important. I don't know if you guys read this in the Press Enterprise. The city of Riverside is giving $1,000 bounty and reward if you will turn in people who are shooting firecrackers in Riverside County. I think that is a good thing.
It is a very good thing. I know Moreno Valley has an initiative, but it's not where they're giving money. Mm-hmm. It's more of, hey, please turn this stuff in. It's, no questions asked. Just drop the fireworks off, and we're not going to say anything. But I don't know. I
think it's a good thing because I've got animals, and during 4th of July and everything that's going on, when you pop those firecrackers, the animal shelter's intake rate goes up significantly.
Well, if you look at the next day, you'll see a whole bunch of people posting on Moreno Valley.
Right, I lost my dog.
My dog, my cat, my dog, my cat. So I think as much as I love fireworks, people need to start being a little respectful.
Right, of other people's...
Of your neighbors.
No, but they don't care because guess what?
But I don't mind fireworks. It's the M80s. I can't take the M... It makes my... It's a little too Iraq flashback for me.
Sure.
So, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
You don't need M80s. You can do the same thing with dry ice.
This is where the law and order component comes into it. It is against the law to shoot firecrackers in Riverside County, and anybody that is caught doing that should be prosecuted to the extent of the law.
And the sad part is, it's all over the city.
Well, I'm a little bit hesitant to have to do a whole such an extensive turning your neighbor system. I think that's I don't think that's a good precedent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not completely against fireworks either. I think the city and the county's gone overboard with that too. I think personally, I'm okay with the fireworks. It's just shooting them off all hours of the night that bugs me.
Yeah,
Right.
Especially when I'm trying to sleep.
But
You know,
it's
2
still
a.m.
lawbreakers.
and I still got people going, letting stuff off, and people are trying to differentiate gunshots from M80s.
Right.
It's
Right.
too much. It's a little
So,
excessive.
so for those people out there, if you live in Riverside, the city of Riverside, they're giving $1,000 for doing that. Sean, do you have any more local announcements going?
Not right now. If
Okay.
we ever get to like state or national stuff, then
Okay, well we can still do the state. Okay, wait. Let's hold off on that for a second. So we are now going into intro. Not a full show because we don't have a lot of time. Loving the Skin Eye Men. We've been talking about this show. We've got two of the hosts here. And we've got to be real quick because Miss Camille is allergic to my cat, my new cat, and like that. So she's terrified right now. So, but we'll get you a Benadryl or something like that. So he's good. But Cat Daddy should not be bothering you. So, what can we expect out of this show? And what kind of stuff are you guys going to be talking about?
Oh my goodness! I'm so looking forward to us doing a sit down and having a
That-
real
So
good
am I.
Yeah, because I noticed your guys' schedule. It's hard to get your schedules together, and because you guys are working, and that's something to talk about. You guys are working moms,
Yes.
and how hard is it to juggle work and children? And you have a special needs child,
Yes.
correct? So I know it's doubly not difficult, but unique to
It's another layer.
to
to
juggle
add
all
on to
that.
it.
So how would you do that? I mean, how is that? Is that something that you would talk about in regards? Because there might be other women in the same situation as what you're doing right now.
Eventually, yeah, I will get into that. Doing what my everyday needs, but and necessities and whatnot. But yes, basically, I'm gonna start off with just taking care of ourselves first, so then we know what we gotta.
What
Go
we
ahead.
have to do as individuals.
Yeah.
And just,
No, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
what's funny about this?
No.
it's
It's a joke that we just saw. I will tell you about it afterwards, but go ahead.
Okay.
But it was very funny if you didn't notice it. So what it is she's very busy and her mind is going a million miles an hour because she's at lunch and she's trying to do this and she's thinking 101 things. But we're going to get to all that. But the challenges of doing that in the show. So what is some of the things that some of the topics you guys are going to talk about?
Just loving yourself. I feel like you can't love other people until you learn how to truly love yourself.
That's true.
So that's what we're going to start off with: self-love and how to.
Well, I already know how to self-love myself. I mean, are you guys talking?
You've been doing
Some
that
people.
since you were probably 12 or 13.
Yeah, 12 or
right?
13 years old. So it's self-love as in being content with who you are.
Yes.
So if I'm
Especially
born,
especially in a society that tells us that we have to look a certain way to be considered beautiful, to be accepted. That our kinky curly hair is not acceptable, or if we have a couple of extra lbs, that's not, or if you're light skin or dark skin, or just these stupid things that society puts out on us as a norm. We're all supposed to have a 33-inch weave sewn, installed, and all this other fun stuff. You have to be comfortable with yourself, just bare bones, flaws and all. I mean, that's something that people have to learn to do. And once you get to that point of, I love who I am, unapologetic. It's either you like it or you don't. If not, kick rocks. And
Okay.
it takes a lot for people to get there and to not feel like they're obligated to be what society tells you that you need to be.
now when you say society and you talk about loving the skin I'm in, when people see that title, the first thing that they think of is, oh, this must be a woman of colors type program.
Well, I mean,
It's not just a woman of color, but yes, we are reaching to women of color. But it's not just a woman of color. Mostly minorities have been taught to worship Europeanized standards. So
Okay.
we're just trying to teach you yourself
Have your
how
own.
to.
Have your
Play
own
in the
standard.
uniform you're issued.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why can't this be the American face? Why can't that be the American face?
Sean? No, I'm joking. No,
It's
I'm
just,
joking.
that's what it is.
Right.
We're all American citizens. Why is it stipulate when you say American? What is the first thing that pops in your head? A person.
Richie Cunningham, right? Something
Yeah,
like
it's
that,
just,
yeah.
you know, that
That's what I'm
traditional
saying.
all-American.
Right.
But I think that image is something that needs to be shattered because we're no one's a cookie cutter version of somebody. No one's Giselle Bündchen. No one is, you know, and all these Victoria's Secret models. We're regular everyday people. And I mean, it's not just a skin thing. It's not just a black thing or a white thing. We're all people and we're all unique. And once we learn to embrace our uniqueness and love who we are, then we can go out and be productive members in society and go from there.
Well, let me ask you this, because we were talking about this earlier. In dating, as an older person,
Man,
we're
damn.
older and stuff like that, and you know, we were talking about that. I mean, is that some of the issues you would talk about right now? Because I mean,
Oh,
is it
yes.
hard to date
Only
if you're a
because-
working mother and
And it's not just it's dating over, you know, a certain age. I'm going to be 39 Friday.
okay,
You good?
yeah,
I
you
know,
look good,
I
you look
know.
good, you look good. Mm-hmm.
But again, dating when you have children, dating when you're over a certain age, dating when, especially in a different area, you know, it's a lot to dating, and it's not as easy as it was when I was in my 20s or in my teens and all that other fun stuff. It's a completely different ballgame.
Well,
Especially when people are when people are out there looking for a standard that doesn't really exist.
so let me ask you: you have a teenage, you have an older son, you have a teenage daughter that's in high school. You know, I'm sure, I don't know if she dates or not, if you let her date, because she doesn't really have a lot of time to date. If she
No,
even
she
did.
doesn't have
Yes,
to.
exactly.
She's at the
She's
game
at-
right now.
Right, there you go.
She's out there doing good things.
You know, for you being working and you know, and your time being taken, is it really hard for you to date and maybe?
It does get difficult to date because you do try to do your work life and your family life, but you also have to have some time for yourself.
Right.
I feel like you have to have time for yourself because if you don't, and if you involve yourself always in the kids and you don't have a
Super
time,
mom.
super mom for yourself, when the kids grow up and go older and they move out, then you're left more sad and depressed because they were your world and you didn't give yourself a chance to have some time for me time. You
Right.
need your me time.
Okay, so
too.
saying that, okay, let's say you take 4 years and you know, you're involved in your kids. What a lot of women don't realize is too, you've wasted 4 good years.
Yeah.
Because my mom used to say this all the time to me. A man can waste a woman's youth or her years. Like you're in a relationship and the guy breaks up with you, or whatever, you guys break up, you know, that woman's wasted that time. Because it ain't like a young guy's going to go, I'm not saying that you got some cougars out there, but you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that my time, okay, because I was married for 5.5 years.
Right.
I would never say that 5.5 years was wasted.
Right.
I take it as a lesson of who
Exactly.
I am, where I want, what I won't tolerate anymore, and who I want to be as a person. And I think
Exactly.
that me being married for that long, going through the things that I went through, and at the end of it, then rediscovering who I was as a single person and now as a single mother. Well, I shouldn't say a woman that is a parent that is single, a mother that is single.
Okay.
Because I'm not a single mother. My children have a father
Right.
who is in their lives. I'm just a mother that is single.
Single.
And there is a difference between a single mother and a mother that is single. I would never say that time is wasted because I learned a lot in that time.
But what I'm saying is, like a man, I could be a certain age, and like right now, I could date a 25-year-old. It's no big deal. Not saying that you guys couldn't date a 25-year-old too, but the point is, women do change, and you do mature, and you say, I don't want to deal with that young stuff. I want to deal. You know, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So with that aspect in dating, because like I said, Tay has a story that I think would be great for the show when you guys talk about it. The dynamics of meeting guys your age or not older, I mean, they're unrealistic. A lot of these guys you're saying are unrealistic.
Well, yeah, because my whole thing is, and this goes back to how I was raised, is you never hold someone to a standard that you don't hold for yourself. And I think a lot of people that I have encountered are doing that. They want X, Y, and Z, when they're still down here doing HIJ.
HIP, yeah.
And if you want, and it goes back to, depending on what your religion is, it's about being equally yoked.
Okay.
So
Exactly.
if you're not on the same level as I, you can't sit up here and say, oh well, or try to make me feel less than because you haven't stepped your game up. Go to school, get a better job. No one's stopping you for you. But if you accept mediocre in your own life, don't expect, you can't sit up here and expect somebody to give you the Ritz-Carlton when you're still stuck at the Ramada. That's not fair.
Right, or the Howard Johnson. So
Hey, I love a good Hojo.
she said,
Hojo,
ditto.
The Hojo across from Disneyland is
Right.
the business. But
Okay, right. But so in that you guys are gonna be talking about just politics,
Politics, our healthcare.
healthcare, and that's very important right now. What's going on?
We're also going to be talking about skincare products.
Sure,
Yes.
sure.
Hair care products.
And you know what? I make a quick statement. Why is it that these young black women, and just black women in general, their skin is so bad? Their hair might be balled up, but the
Because
skin is just
I was taught-
horrific.
Okay, I know. My grandmother.
And
was
I'm not
never a
saying
big
skin
makeup
color, I'm
wearer.
saying that, they
Yeah,
break out or
yeah.
there's something really bad.
My grandmother was never, my mom's mom, and because my grandparents are old.
Sure.
But they grew up in a time where women didn't wear a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Put a little
Natural
rouge,
beauty. Right.
But skincare was big for them. So I've only used the same skincare products that my grandpa used. So Ivory soap and oil of Olay. That's it.
Okay.
I'll put some makeup on.
Sometimes Neutrogena.
Neutrogena.
Yeah, sometimes I love Neutrogena.
Me too.
But a lot of women aren't taking care of their skin. They're not, hydrating their bodies.
Right.
They're not exfoliating. They're doing maintenance everywhere else, but they're
But
not doing self-maintenance.
right.
And that's something that a lot of people we need to talk about.
And also what you eat.
That makes a big difference.
What is that?
McDonald's
Fried foods. No bueno.
I'm
No
a
bueno.
fan of Popeye's chicken, but I can't eat Popeye's
Every
every
day.
day.
Right. Or
'Cause that's
top
all
ramen.
those oils and all those preservatives and things, that's going to come out in your skin.
Drink plenty of water.
We're in the desert. You think that would be common
Drink
sense?
tea.
No, they drink sodas.
Green
Right.
tea is good for you.
Yeah.
Black tea is good for you.
Okay.
You can take a
Yeah.
bath in black tea.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
And green
I
tea.
did not know that.
Yeah, it detoxifies your body.
Right.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Like the Indian,
Hydrates.
I do once a month
Make
the
sure-
Indian clay
yeah.
mask.
Wow.
Actually, everyone in my
Ooh,
house
this
gets
is-
up once
this is
a month.
gonna be
and-
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
So-
things people can do. They just don't do it.
So if I was looking for your show, when can I tune in? Have you guys decided when you can tune in to?
Working where I work at, which
Yeah,
I don't
just-
want to put it out there
Sure.
just yet, but I work in retail.
You don't work in no retail. You work in logistics. Go ahead.
Our hours are always
All over the place.
all over the place. So I would try to stay consistent,
Sure.
but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
and
But
I go off her schedule because
Okay.
my schedule, I can work from home, thank God. But
Okay.
I'm flexible, so it
Okay.
doesn't really matter. But I'm excited because we've had a sit
Excited.
down
Yeah,
with,
we've had a couple
with Dee,
Mhm.
and we've had our
Conversations.
But this is the conversation that I'm ready to have.
right,
Yes.
absolutely.
And we're also going to have other people come in. Though,
Absolutely,
too.
absolutely. I'm
We're
going to be
gonna
on the
have
show.
males
Yeah, to make
come
sure you guys
in.
aren't bashing us. Sean, wait. Sean's going to get out of here real quick, so he's got his thing to do. Any last minute?
Nope. Hopefully more next week.
More next week. Okay, great. So Sean will join us again next week. Okay, thanks for stopping by, Sean.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Did you park behind Sean?
No.
Okay,
Bye,
good.
Belle.
Okay, great. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking me, when is the show going to start? When are you guys going to do it? Because
Yes.
that information I didn't even know. See, and this is why I know
But
the
there's
show is going to
a
be
lot of wonderful
hot.
things that I think women in general, because I think a lot of women see each other as competition.
Mm.
But when
talk about
when
that,
you're
too.
but again, when you're in your own lane, you're not worried about everybody else.
Right.
I don't see.
No,
I
it
don't
should be
see her as
welcoming,
competition. I see you as something that
You should be-
someone I'm going to learn from.
My sister.
Yeah,
That's
and
like
I
my
think
sister.
we need to take the competitive edge out of it.
Now, I see you guys are saying that right now. Now, she has a teenage son,
Yes.
very handsome, and you have a teenage daughter. I'm sure you guys don't want them to date.
But
That's when you guys become
Mine
enemies.
has good head on her shoulders.
Okay, good.
But see, my thing is, if our children choose to date,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't mind it, but I don't want them to take focus away from the
Right,
things that
what they need to
matter
do.
most,
What
which
they
is
need
their
to do.
education.
Gotcha. Okay, we are going to get ready to go into the second hour, and we'll try to get the last part of this show before Miss Camille heads out. I'm telling you, this show is a great show. It's going to be big information. I think you guys need to tune in for the second hour, and I'm going to get more information where you can find these guys at.
Two triple O, it might feel good, it might sound a little